Next up is Commissioner Sue Shink, who is the chair of the Washtenaw County Board of Commissioners. The floor is yours.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. First, I want to say thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak this morning. Thank you to Congresswoman Dingell and Representative Yusuf Rabi for your work. And it's been great to see quite a number of you out and about this week. I hope it continues. So I guess as long as the weather stays nice. So it's a really exciting time to be chair of the board because we have quite an opportunity to make a difference in the community, and it's just really exciting to be able to have the resources that we have thanks to our Democratic Congress and President to be able to do some of the things that we've been trying to work at and plan for some of the many years. And so I want to tell you about the package that we're going to be voting on at our next meeting, September 15th, with the American Rescue Plan funding, and then also some general funds. And I'll explain a little bit how that works as we go through. I don't want to get too complicated. If anybody has questions after the presentation, my phone number is 734-709-6223. I'm very happy to talk about this at length with anybody who has an interest in doing so. And my battery is low, so I'm going to quick plug in my iPad and then keep going. All right, we're good to go. All right, so in our package on next Wednesday, we're going to be voting on allocating almost $7 million to children's savings accounts. And what this means is that within 4 years, every public school student in grades 1 through 8 in Washtenaw County will have a children's savings account, a college savings account. And children who qualify for free or reduced lunch will get $500 to start. And children who don't will get $25, which is the minimum. And the reason that this is that we don't want there to be any kind of stigma around having one of these accounts. This is something anybody can sign up for. But we know from data, and there's been an incredible amount of research at the University of Michigan, so we're really fortunate to have experts right as our neighbors. Children who have these accounts are 40% more likely to attend college, trade school, or some post-high school certification than kids who don't. And it doesn't matter how much money is in the account to make this happen. We also know that additional programming and additional money that the original deposit can kind of, be an anchor for will also make differences as we go through time. And this is part of a more complex generational success effort generational opportunity effort that the board is engaging in across the county. So another thing that we're investing in is child care, navigation and access, and affordability. So this is also, again, countywide. It was inspired by the problems in Ann Arbor itself, but it's available across the county, particularly for people who, again, their children qualify for free or reduced lunch. We have allocated almost $15 million to make sure that every single family in this county has access to broadband. We've been supporting a task force for quite a few years, for longer than I've been a commissioner. And because of the work that they were able to do with the support of the Board of Commissioners, we have qualified for 2 very large state grants, which are already in motion. And then we allocated this extra amount. We structured it in a way that part of it is American Rescue Plans, and then part of it is coming from our general fund, because we believe that there will be more infrastructure dollars that we can then kind of swap out the funding, and so leverage more of this federal money that we believe is coming. And it includes households in almost every single township. So it's pretty exciting. And one of the things, because there have been some concerns and legitimate concerns about this assistance going to families who financially don't need assistance. But the thing is that without doing it countywide, those families would not be able to access broadband. And so this is a place where it's appropriate for government to step in and make something happen that individuals cannot make happen on their own. In addition to that, we also are looking at allocating $800,000. This is an amount that could be increased if the need is there, to support families who can't afford broadband, because if you can't afford it, you don't have access. And I did borrow that from our Lieutenant Governor, but it's absolutely true. So we think that within several years, every family in this county, every business in this county will have access to broadband. That's not normal in this state. We know that our governor and lieutenant governor are working very hard to make it happen statewide. We're going to make it happen here sooner because we've been able to put all the pieces in place. Another thing we're allocating money for is weatherization. So many people in our community don't have well-weatherized houses. So this is going to achieve a couple of things. We're going to double our weatherization program, and this makes the indoor air quality better for families. It reduces diseases that come from having poor air quality, like asthma. And then it's also going to lower power bills and reduce our carbon emissions. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then one of the things that we're doing that it doesn't sound so exciting, but actually it really is accounting for lost revenue. And so that's one of the ways that we can bring money to the county. And then once we've accounted for lost revenue, we can use that money for whatever we want. And so we are allocating about $24 million. The whole package is $30.5 million. And this leaves the balance of $72 million for other projects. And so I know you guys have heard a number of times what we're talking about. We've gone on out to the community and talked about it. We've gotten community input. And so, and we're still happy to hear people's input, because change is happening in the community with this next wave of COVID, and we need to keep abreast of what's going on. But we're looking at investing in high impact tutoring. We're possibly launching a financial empowerment center that would help people who need some financial counseling and also give them some cash to deal with the issues that they're facing. We're looking at affordable housing. And so our Office of Community and Economic Development is working on that. And we're also working with the treasurer, who's been very active in this space. So I think in the coming months, we should get a good plan and be able to increase our affordable housing units, which is a huge problem in this community. We're looking at possibly investing in stormwater and sewage infrastructure. We are also looking at climate action planning. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We're looking at supporting small businesses, particularly those owned by Black, Indigenous, and people of color, possibly support for farmers and agricultural-based businesses. We're looking at definitely some health access investments. And then we have more work to do under what we call practicing good government. So probably some more accounting for lost revenues, investing in our government infrastructure, particularly to make it easier for our employees to work at home, which will also possibly free up some space, some of which we're looking at for the possibility of affordable housing. So, we've done an incredible amount of work fast. I've been grateful for my colleagues who have worked very hard alongside me to help make all of these things happen, and for the residents who have also been very involved, and of course for our administrative team. I would just say that Greg Dill has been an amazing partner in all of this, and we've been an incredibly effective county board, which I will also address in a second. So, okay, I'm in a hurry. I'm trying not to talk too fast because things get lost, but I know we've got a lot to cover today. On the 15th, we are also going to be voting to hire a climate action planning team. And this is really exciting because our county has a carbon neutrality goal of organization by 2030. and our residents by 2035. Obviously, we need state help on that. I've been advocating as hard as I can. And this is where I want to also ask you for your help. The Climate Solutions Council is meeting on September 28th. If you just Google Michigan Climate Solutions Council, you'll come to their website. Please go on to that public meeting, make your public comment, tell them we need to move fast because there's a tension among all these work groups. There are hundreds of people participating, and we need climate solutions as fast as possible. Our community sustained about $3 million worth of damage that we've accounted for in those June storms alone. So more in the other storms. And even if we're getting state and federal help, which we are, and I'm grateful for, we can't afford to keep that going. And then there are free tests available soon through an NIH study. And so if you go to our health department website, there's a link to access that and get signed up so that when those free tests become available, you will be able to participate in that. Yesterday, our lieutenant governor came to town to get input and also tell us about the programs that he and the governor are trying to put forward in the next budget. He asked us for help. And so I think we can get some links up later in the meeting about how you might help support that. Really, it was pretty exciting. The governor and lieutenant governor are working for the same exact things that we are here in Washtenaw County, generational opportunity, childcare, education, broadband. They need our help. And then finally, I wanted to say a little bit about redistricting, because I just want to say our county government is incredibly effective the way it's structured now. And I'm really, really worried about messing with that. And so I hope that the reapportionment committee is going to maybe tinker with the lines to make them more representative, but keep the same number of commissioners, because we are so effective. We're one of the few governments that's really, really incredibly functional at this point. And I don't know why we'd want to mess that up. So I think there's one more thing. People are worried about evictions. There's enough money coming into this county from federal money through the state that nobody should have to be evicted. And I will post that link later. And so again, if anybody wants to talk more about these things, my phone number is 734-709-6223. And we really do want your input. Come to the meeting on the 15th. Let us know what you think. And you know, any of the commissioners want to talk with the residents. We're really here to serve, and it's just a delight to be able to work with everybody. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Shank. Actually, let me ask you, do you have time for a question or two? If there are any
Oh,
questions?
yeah.
So that was why I turned my video on before. Are there any questions for Commissioner Shank? The County Board of Commissioners is doing some very significant work right now. Going once, just raise your hand. Yes, we have Susan Basquette. Just a second. Susan, I'll allow you to. Susan, could you please unmute? Then you
Yes,
have
thank you. Thank you, Eli. Thank you, Commissioner Shink. I just wanted to say on behalf of our school children and their families in the Ann Arbor Public Schools, we thank you and thank you and thank you for the continued support that you guys have always given us. Just wanted to say that publicly, because I know as an elected official myself, you don't get enough of the kudos. And so you deserve this. And I want to say thank you again. Take care.
Well, thank you, Susan. And I also want to acknowledge the incredible amount of work that you've done throughout the pandemic to make sure that the lines between the commission and the school board are very much open, and the advocacy that you have done on behalf of our school children. So I want to thank you right back.
Thank you so much.